So over the years of testing out running shoes on the channel, I've run in several different models from the Chinese trail running brand Kailas FUGA, and I really do get on with their shoes. I like the performance, I like the feel, and the fit seems to work well for my foot shape, to the point where they've even made it into our top 5 running shoe videos of the year. So they have performed well, but bear with me because I might well, oh, that's better, have just found the best model for me to date. So it is the Kailas FUGA EX 330, and I've clocked up a good 70 miles in these over the last couple of months on a big mix of different challenging terrain, and I've got to be honest, I've enjoyed every step. So let's dive into the video and tell you a little bit more about the EX 330. Thanks for tuning in again, folks. It's great to have you back. I hope you are all fit and well out there in YouTube world. I'm Lloyd Purvis and this is Run for Adventure. Now, if it is your first time here at the channel, then thanks for joining us. It's really appreciated. And I really hope you enjoy this video and you find it helpful in some way. So what we normally do in our full reviews is we'll start off by giving you a few facts and figures about the shoes. Then I'll break down the construction in a bit more detail before we wrap up with a quick conclusion, letting you know how they've performed through testing, and then we're going to score them out of 10 for price point, comfort and performance, and the all-important topic of durability. So let's start off with a few stats first. So the EX 330 retails here in the UK for around about £150. Weight-wise, my pair in a UK 9.5 came in at 321 grams, and as far as the midsole goes, we get a stack height of 39mm at the heel and 34mm under the forefoot, giving the shoes a 5mm heel offset, and they are currently available in 5 different colorways for men and 4 color options for women. I think you'll agree there's some pretty decent stats there for a deeply cushioned trail option. But the actual name of the shoe, FUGA EX 330, is taken from the iconic mountain race, the Tour de Géant, that myself and Liga have just come back from. And Kailas FUGA are the headline sponsor of the event, and one of their pro team runners, Franco, had a lot of input into the design of this trail shoe. Now, to put that into context, the Tour de Géant is a super challenging 330-kilometer mountain race with 24,000 meters of elevation. I know, the mind boggles, and Franco has won it an impressive 4 times. So 2014, 2018, 2021, and more recently in 2023. So he really is one of the best mountain athletes in the world. Moving on to construction next, and up top, the brand have chosen their X-Dye Mesh multi-dimensional mesh for the upper construction, and this has been designed to save overall weight, up breathability, but they also claim that it's going to improve durability by a massive 40%. We've got lots of structural overlays in place, so starting at the heel, working down the midfoot, around the lace eyelets, and wrapping around the toe box. And speaking of the toe, they've also worked in their anti-impact technology in the form of a really substantial toe bumper. So that should offer good upfront protection when you're out on the trails. As far as the tongue design goes, happy to say it's gusseted inside the upper, and I'd say it comes with a moderate level of padding that's going to offer you that nice level of comfort across the top of your foot. Up top, we've got a little pocket place there on the tongue, and that's for once you've pulled those laces down nice and tight, you can stow them away. So the EX 330 doesn't actually come with a sort of standard pair of running shoe laces. It's got Kailas's clever AWS 3.0 2-section lace system. So if you've ever seen or run with a pair of Salomon shoes, it is quite similar to their speed lace system, but instead of having one sort of plastic adjustment toggle, you actually get 2 on these. So we've got one at the top and then one further down that lace system, and that allows you lots of personalization when it comes to fit. And then finishing off the upper construction, we've also got a well-structured and well-padded ankle collar and heel cup. And if you're a fan of running with gaiters on your trail shoes, the EX 330 comes with the Kailas 4-point gaiter attachment system, and it actually allows the gaiters to fit very securely to the shoe, and it seems to work really well. Moving down to the all-important midsole and outsole setup, and the EX330 comes with a nice deep stack of supercritical foam for long-lasting comfort and high levels of energy return, and that's actually been paired up with a 4mm thick supercritical foam insole inside the shoe, just for that extra bit of sort of plushness close to the foot. And you can probably see as well that we've got quite an aggressive sort of rocker geometry worked into that midsole design, and that's there to try and promote a nice efficient running motion. And if I flip them over, you can see that we've got that bright yellow Vibram logo at the midfoot. So yep, the Fuga EX330 comes with Vibram's super sticky Mega Grip light base rubber on the bottom of it. Now, if you've ever run in a trail shoe with a Mega Grip outsole, you'll know how well it performs on sort of wet, rocky, challenging trails. Really does give you great levels of grip and is excellent for building confidence when you're running in challenging conditions. However, it doesn't stop there with these. So we've also got this very clever lug shape and layout design. So it's actually a mixture of 4 and 6mm lugs, and Kailas have designed that to offer the runner great levels of grip and traction on all terrains. So there you have it, folks. We've given you a few facts and figures. I've broken down the construction of the shoes in a bit more detail, but now it's time to get some points on the Run for Adventure board and tell you all about how the shoes have performed throughout that testing period. And what we like to do is normally we'll start with price point, because you know that is definitely an important topic, especially in today's crazy world of running shoe prices, with them just getting higher and higher day by day. And I actually think for a deeply cushioned trail running shoe with this level of performance and versatility, £150 here in the UK is a pretty reasonable price, especially when you compare it to lots of the other shoes these are competing against. So for that reason, I am going to score the EX330 a well-priced 8 out of 10. Comfort and performance is next on the list, and I personally think the EX330 are probably the best pair of Kailas FUGA trail shoes that I've tested to date, and that is high praise indeed, because I really did enjoy running in some of their other models, including the brilliant EX2 and the EX Boa. Both of those shoes actually featured quite high on my top shoes of the year list, so they did perform well, but I think these have outperformed them in every way. So I think a big part of that is having this deeper stack of supercritical foam in the midsole. They've just felt a lot more comfortable over distance. I've also felt like I'm getting higher levels of energy return. And this pair of shoes have been thoroughly tested on a big mix of different terrain, including some stunning mountain trails in the Chamonix Valley. But I also laced them up for the Tour 30, which is a super tough mountainous 30k race with 2,000 meters of elevation. So the midsole's felt comfortable throughout testing and it's delivered high levels of energy, but I also feel that it's offered me good underfoot protection when I've been running on any sort of sharp, rocky trails. And you know, even though I've had a deep stack of cushioning under my foot, it's felt pretty well connected and stable when I'm on the technical stuff. And actually, speaking of comfort, I also think it's great that Kailas have worked in those nicely cushioned, thick, supercritical insoles inside the shoe, because that's just added another level of plushness. I've had zero issues when it comes to the upper, and in fact, it just felt very comfortable straight out of the box. So no need for a sort of bedding in or breaking in period. And actually, I wore them in the race, and the Tour 30 was pretty much a 6-hour effort on our feet, and I had no rubbing, no irritation, and definitely no blisters. So just like all the Kailas trail shoes I've tested over the years, the EX330 seems to work well for my foot shape. So I've been super happy with the midsole and outsole performance, but for me, the standout when it comes to performance has to be this clever outsole design. So not only do we get the super sticky Vibram Mega Grip light base rubber on the bottom, but I am a big fan of this outsole design and the lug layout, and it's worked really well on all the terrain throughout testing. So we've got the slightly shallower lugs down this central zone, and then you've got the 6mm lugs around the side stability zones, and like I said, offered me great levels of grip and traction on everything I've run, and it just feels so consistent. And I'd go as far to say it's probably one of the best outsole designs on a trail shoe that I've ever tested on the channel. And because of all those reasons, the Fuga EX330 has to score high, and I'm going to score them a very consistent, super versatile 9 out of 10 for comfort and performance. And last to score is always durability, a super important thing when it comes to our trail running shoes, because they do have to stand up to some tough running conditions, especially here in the UK. Now, obviously, I've only run sort of 70-ish miles in the shoes so far, so it is quite a tough thing to score, but first impressions are good. So uppers holding up well, no overlay peel, no stressing at the flex point. The midsole still feels really cushioned and bouncy. And when it comes to the outsole, very little wear at all, which is always a good thing to see because this Vibram Mega Grip rubber can be quite soft. So maybe just the early signs of wear on the outside edge of the heel there, which is a normal thing for me. But considering a lot of those miles have been run on challenging, rocky, mountainous trails, they look to be holding up well, and I personally think this is a solid construction. So obviously, time's going to tell as I put more miles into it, but like I say, first impressions are good. So I'm going to score them an 8 out of 10 when it comes to durability. So tallying all those points up here at Run for Adventure, the Kailas FUGA EX330 is going to score a very impressive 25 out of 30. Now, we never like to score looks here at the channel, but we definitely like to talk about them. And I'm actually a fan of how this shoe looks, and I think the fact that it comes in several different color options means that there should be a colour to suit most runners, and I think it actually looks quite futuristic and pretty different to all the other trail shoes on the market. So because of that, the EX330 is going to get a big thumbs up from me when it comes down to looks. As far as comparisons go, it's pretty tricky with these because I don't think I've actually tested out a shoe that kind of fits, feels and performs like the EX330, and I would say maybe some of the Salomon shoes come quite close, so things like the original S-Lab Genesis, although this does have a deeper stack of cushioning, so I would say the midsole in these is a bit more comfortable than the Salomon shoe over distance, but as far as the fit and the upper and overall performance goes, it is quite similar. So wrapping up with a quick conclusion, and I'm really enjoying my time running in these, and I'll continue to do so. And personally for me, I think the EX330 is the best trail shoe that the Kailas FUGA brand have produced to date. And you know, it's just so versatile, and I think it can pretty much handle anything you throw at it, from short, fast races to long, tough training runs, and even super challenging mountain ultras. This shoe can soak it all up, no problems. And I also think it's a good trail option if you want a shoe that's going to run all year round here in the UK, which is a tough thing to achieve with a shoe with our constantly changing weather conditions. And on that note, it brings today's full review video to an end. Really hope you've enjoyed it. Really hope you found it helpful in some way. Don't forget, if you have, to like, comment, share and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Super simple to do just by clicking on that little red box down there in the corner. But best of all, it is completely free, but it's a massive help to the channel. And while you're there, why not hit that bell icon so you'll be notified when we upload any new content to the channel. If you've got any questions about the Fuga EX330, please feel free to get them in the comments below, and I'll try and get back to them as soon as possible. But for now, guys, thanks so much for watching and supporting the channel. It really is appreciated. We'll be back here soon with some more running content, and as always, stay safe and keep on running. And you can probably see we've got quite an aggressive rocker sort of worked into that midsole design as well, and that's there just to try and promote we've got that bright yellow Vibram logo at the midfoot. So yep, the EX330 comes with super sticky Vibram Mega Grip rubber light base. Vibram Mega Grip rubber light base.